Hello, my name is Alon Goldsmith and I'm a photographer based in Los Angeles. In April of 2020, I started photographing people sheltering in place. For the next 6 months, I zipped around the city's empty freeways, making environmental portraits of people I've met since arriving in the City of Angels 35 years ago. It's been a beautiful and fulfilling experience, which I'm happy to share in my new book, In Place: Portraits of a Pandemic. I'd like to introduce you to a few of the fascinating people who populate the pages of my book. My neighbor Bob is one of the world's top bass players. As a young musician, he played on a John Lennon album, and then he went on to play with every luminary in the rock pantheon. Bob's partner Nancy is an artist extraordinaire and an extraordinary human being. Rabbi Sharon Brous of Ikar is considered to be one of the most important rabbis in America. Her husband David writes Disney musicals about zombies and cheerleaders. They have 3 beautiful children. Mikey A. is a marathon runner and deaf activist from Compton who taught me that masks can be a barrier to communication for deaf people. Robert is the best-selling author of Malibu Burning, the real story behind LA's most devastating wildfire. Talk about gutsy. Robert and his wife Gardia and their son Davis battled the devastating Woolsey fire and saved their house from certain destruction. My friend Tracy is a restaurateur and TV personality. Her son Eli is a college student. My other darling friend Jennifer is the marketing maven at Dandelion Chocolates. Funnily enough, Mary Sue is also a restaurateur and TV personality. Her husband Josh is a supreme architect, and their son Kieran is plotting his return to Oakland. And wouldn't you know it, Tracy and Mary Sue battled it out for first and second place in Season 3 of Top Chef Masters. Most importantly, their sublime cooking has kept me happy and well fed over the years. Jennifer is the president of KCRW, one of the most influential radio stations on planet Earth, and mother of one of my daughter Noah's best friends. Arveli is on the journalism faculty at CSUN, and Emmy is a student at University of Santa Cruz. Anne is a lifelong human rights activist and the current chair of Amnesty International. Anne's husband Robert is a musician and poet. Shanko is a farmer and gardener. Colleen was sheltering in place in a tent in a local park the first time I photographed her at the beginning of COVID. I photographed her again a few months later at a city housing shelter. She recently told me that she's doing well and living in a hotel. Donna is a mother on a mission, always working for the voices that are no longer with us. In 2008, Donna lost her son Cliff to gun violence. Brenda is focused on work to improve public safety and justice. Her grandson, Keshawn, who she raised as a son, was murdered in 2014. Salty is a bohemian visionary who lives in a tent high above Bayona Creek in Culver City, where she has created a fascinating art garden. Ali is a TV star best known for her roles in The Wonder Years and The Bold and the Beautiful. I met her serendipitously while photographing her neighbor Robin, who is creating a Venice-themed bicycle-propelled carousel. Lee is an uber-talented musician, composer, and producer who played the role of Bruno in the movie and TV series Fame. He also produced my daughter Lennon's first recording when she was only 12 years old. Courtney is an actress, artist, writer, and all-round hilarious human who introduced me to the people of Corona Town, many of whom I photographed for this project. It's been an honor and inspiration to be allowed behind the walls, to document what we are going through collectively. Hopefully, In Place: Portraits of a Pandemic will play a small part in connecting us to each other while COVID-19 and divisive political dynamics work to keep us apart.